Welcome to Boxcars, Warmachine and Hordes supplementary podcast for War Room PL YouTube channel.
Right?
Hello? Yeah, much better now.
Okay, so welcome to episode 19 of Boxcars.
Is it 19?
It's 19, yes.
Not 14?
Fuck me. Definitely not 14. It's
Okay. So we are almost 20. So, but we are now. We are
19. 19. So should
yes.
I start again?
So we are. No. It's you are marching and you are playing signals still.
Yay! Couple of maybe a week more, and then we'll see.
Not really.
You don't trust
I'm
me?
Rafa and I pray. No, about that I'm not sure. And because I know you from the different life, and I know that you don't like to switch too much the factions. So.
I don't like to switch factions and learn everything new. But I told Arek today that I'm switching to minions, and probably after us 10 times in a row us kicking, I will go back to Signar in no time.
And my name is Rafa and I play Krix.
At least for now.
For now. Yeah, exactly. So last time we talked about the statistics of the WTC,
exactly.
Mostly, and we would like to finish the topic and say some things about our view of the meta of the WTC and some ideas that we have concerning that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one thing worth to mention is that this year there will be two streams, the same stream as last year, done by Crucible guys and Page 5DE, and the second stream will be ours, so War Room PL and Boxcar stream, join us. You can find us on Facebook and all over internet, War Room PL. And check out the streams because it will be awesome. I don't know what teams will be streaming and what games, but it starts Friday 9 o'clock CST time, so Central Europe summertime, 9 o'clock, and in the evening, of course, PM. That will
and we don't know what is the time in the other part of the world.
You
right?
have to calculate it yourself.
But it would be afternoon in states, in eastern states, and morning in the western states, I think. And late night in Australia and China.
I think it will be 5 in the morning in Australia. Something like this. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, if you can, join us at the garage match. That will be a bit of test for our stream, and then Saturday and Sunday whole day there will be streams of the games, and probably we'll be talking with some guests, or not we, but because we'll be playing or getting our asses kicked. And so there will be commentators, and they will be entertaining you during those days.
Yeah. Much more than we do, and it will be a lot of fun. Yeah. So stay tuned.
So you'll actually have some funny guys for a change.
Yeah. Not too nerds, complaining and so we do this and we move 2 inches to that side, and you cannot imagine how much we talk about Warmachine during our normal days, right?
Yes.
Okay. You cannot imagine that.
No. Probably too much.
Yeah. Not really.
Not really. Yeah, that's our hobby, so we're really committed to that. Alright, so back to the cast.
Protectorate.
Yeah, we finished last time with Legion of Everblight, so now it's Protectorate is next faction in quantity 24 players. From last year, let me find that. Protectorate. Yeah, it was 37 players actually. So huge drop.
Yeah, like 40%, 35, something like that.
Yeah. So this Last year, Menot had 11% of all players in this, and this year they have 7.5%.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's 10 players, more than 13 players drop from Protectorate. That might have something to do with the teams, or maybe people changing to different factions seen as stronger, maybe.
I think that Protectorate, I mean, they have right now 3. They have the Temple Flame Guard team, they have the Might team, and the Exemplar team. And I think that this is because the nerf of the Heidi Kramer that was quite popular last year.
All right. And, true.
And it may be one thing, and the other thing is that Protectorate is still finding the place in the meta. As for the casters, the most popular one is Amon. Still like last year.
Last year Amon was third in Menot, and he had 12 players. Now it's 15, and it's much more right now than it. I mean, from overall view of the faction, Amon is the man for the faction. Last year it was Severius 2. There was 21 players with Severius 2.
Oh, okay. Now it's just
8. But I think Severius 2 was also last year Wormwood drop. So that's why, because Wormwood was all over the place. So Severius was also all over the place. And as I mentioned, last year Haile Claremer was second. With 14 players, and now there is...
It's 1.
It's 1.
One guy. Just 1. We have
Yeah.
to remember that Amon was also sort of nerfed, because you cannot do Amon fastball anymore, as you cannot throw your own models. So, and it was popular in the WTC.
Yeah. And the rest of the caster was nicely spread. Like this year, Vindictus 1 is 5 players this year, and it was 4 players last year. So let's look. And the most popular team is Creator's Might.
So the Jack team.
So the Jack team.
And then there is Exemplar Introduction, so the Exemplar team. Mainly for Haile Kramer 2, I think, right now, and Harbinger. They are both in the Exemplar mostly.
Yes.
And for the units, Dervish, of course. Amon equals Dervish, so the Dervish is the most popular unit in our, unit or Jack or solo in the lists.
Yes. So, not much to say about the Protectorate's place in the meta right now. It seems...
It's not popular in Poland, really not. It's not popular in Europe, and it's neither popular in States. But I think, because I have a friend that's playing Protectorate that I'm tutoring a little bit. Hi, Bartek. I remember about you.
Hi, Bartek.
So I think that it's like we say about other different factions. It really needs somebody that is leading the Protectorate. And we know that in States there is Mike Perrier, I think, that is playing the Protectorate and winning things and things like that. But in Europe we don't have anybody that is really popular. So maybe that's an idea. You need a strong voice to have a presence in the meta, I think.
That's what we said about the Legion in the last cast. That every faction should have a strong personality that will help them evolve, so to say. But they still have pretty strong position. It's middle of the pack, so it's not such a bad place, so to say, right?
Yeah, if we take out the top 2 that are overwhelming, then the rest is pretty spread equal. So Protectorate has nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah, if I find just give me a second, I will find the right drop of so most used pair is Exemplar Interdiction with Creator's Might. So there are nine pairs like this, so to say. But it's also Creator's Might and Creator's Might. There are 5, and also 6 Creator's Might with no team together.
Yeah.
And in a second I will tell you what's the most popular pair. But they have a pretty nice spread actually. So Amon is all over the place, with 3 times with Severius 2 and 3 times with Vindictus 1, and 3 pairs of Harbinger together with Severius 2. So very even spread of different casters, so maybe not except of Amon, but he is for a long time the relevant caster, so to say. So
okay.
So this is not a surprise for anyone.
No. Okay, so the next one?
We can go to the next one right now.
It's Scorn.
Scorn.
With 20.
It's tied with Mercenaries, but it's first in our list on Conflict Chamber. So we can talk about Scorn first. So it's a pretty good spot they are in right now.
Yeah, much better than last year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, last year they had 15 players.
Okay.
This year they have 20 players. So
25%. No, 30% upgrade.
Yeah. I thought that was worse last year. Actually,
no,
but it's interesting. So Scorn, Scorn last year had
15, right?
Yeah, they had 15 players, so 4.7% of the whole WTC. This year is 6.3, so increase 5 people more in Scorn, so probably good for faction.
Yeah, and when you can see that casters, they are really evenly spread out, and that means that the faction is, I mean, they don't have anybody that is taking the lead, but on the other hand, there are many different casters that can be used even on the WTC meta. So the first is Rashad, because he's really good in Winds of Death, and he's really often taken, and it's one of the team forces. And the second is Makeda 2 Cats. For sure.
Exactly. And last year it was actually Rashad with 8 players and Xerxes 1 with 7 players. Xerxes 1 is now just 1.
Yeah, this is the Kriegs drop normally, the one that is killing guys and taking over and removing from play. This was the idea.
So also in Khador, in POM, the meta changed a lot, meaning the casters switched their places and taken casters were forgotten, so to say, last year, and now there are new casters, and so the same we see in Scorn, except for Rashad, the top has changed a bit. And Makeda 2 was in the past year a sample of Scorn, a very often used caster, but it wasn't discovered on 2016 WTC. So no. There was only one Makeda 2 player back then. I don't know if he was playing Cats or not, but right now there are 7. So
they are playing Cats for sure.
They are playing Cats for sure. Yeah.
And I want to say something because I made a mistake. Xerxes 1 is not Hexeris. I was meaning Hexeris 1 and Hexeris 2. That they are different. And Xerxes is the melee guy. So 1 and 2 is, 1 is on the huge base. The 2 is on the huge base, and 1 is just on the normal base, I think. Yeah. And Hexeris is the one that has a feat that removes from play. So this was my mistake. Sorry, I thought so. So I wanted to correct myself. Yeah. And then we have Xerxes 2, so the big guy with the +2 speed. I think battle. For battle group, how is it called? The tactician. +2 speed. And the third one is Makeda 1. So, and I think last year she was also popular, right? Makeda 1?
Makeda 1 last year, she was non-existent.
Okay, sorry.
Makeda 3 was one list. But this year she's a pretty even spread, but the change in meta for Scorn is definitely the revamp of whole Scorn.
Yeah.
So that and the new teams.
Yeah, and there are still not. There are two teams that are not in yet. So they have two, but they have two already announced. So the Minion Scorn team, I don't remember the name, and then there is a Zal team with the Immortal Host, I think it's called. So, and it will shake up Scorn meta for sure when they will be allowed to play. Because I played already against Zal too, and it's really cool list.
So they have 18 lists with no team.
Without. So and it's Makeda 2, because Makeda 2 cannot be played in team.
Some of them, but that's only 7 lists, Makeda 2.
Yeah,
but that's a lot. And then the most seen pair is Imperial Warhost together with Winds of Death. That's 6 pairs like this. And 7 pairs is Winds of Death with no team. That's the most prevalent combination of teams or no teams. And as for casters that are together, that's really difficult to say because they are all over the place, because they are so evenly spread. There are like 2 Rashid 1 and Xerxes 2, 2 Rashid 1 with Zadesh 2, and 2 Makeda Rashid, Makeda 2 Rashid 1, and 2 Makeda 2 with Zal 2. And these are 4 times 2 similar pairs. The rest is just one combination. So you will never know what pair you will get if you are against
it can be everything.
There is no Coven Dark Host and and pirate that pirates with Denny. Like that's probably 50% chance if you get crit, you get this pair.
Yeah. And for the models used, it's Paingiver Beast Handlers, that's pretty obvious. Basilic Skrea, it's also obvious. And the third one is surprising, of course, because of the new rules of the battle engine, Siege Animatrax.
Yeah. That's a new hit of
Scorn. And it's a really cool model and good, useful, really useful.
Yeah, if you look at the, I mean, I didn't read it very exactly, but it looks like it's hitting heavy and doesn't need your caster for doing that. So
yeah,
and
you can repair and do some damage, and you can shoot quite strongly with that. And the huge base has a reposition, so it's really useful. I played against that, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
And pretty hard to remove. So a lot of boxes, I think 40 boxes, 38, something like that. A lot. I mean, it's a lot.
35,
the most.
I think. I don't know.
Okay, I will check.
Yeah.
Just to be. Sorry, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 35, yeah. 35 boxes.
A lot of boxes with armor 20, right?
Yes, sir. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think
the next one.
Yeah, that's all on Scorn. It's above our knowledge anyway. So Mercenaries, your faction.
Yeah.
Used to be.
Yes, exactly. So we'll be back.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the all-encompassing theme of irregulars.
Yeah.
So I can get free solos and play Mercenaries, whatever I want.
That's a team without a team.
Yeah.
So
I think it will increase the amount of Mercenaries in the meta quite a lot.
Right now, Mercenaries are also in a decent spot with 20 players this year, and it was 11 players last year, so almost doubled.
So I think the biggest increase, I think, at all.
Yeah, I think so. In percentage-wise, it's the biggest increase, I would say. But also the teams are really competitive. They may be, how to say it, it's a bit limiting But
they are old school teams, I would say. So you have to take a certain models, and you cannot take others one.
So they are very limiting, but they are very good, can include very good models. And Ostrom is a very good caster. So no wonder that Ostrom is this first one. It's 17 people playing Ostrom. So probably if you're playing against Mercenary, he will have an Ostrom in his pair.
Ostrom. Yeah.
Ostrom gun bunnies, if you would ask what he will bring in his list.
Yes. And some heavies depending on the setup, more or less. And of course, there will if it's a team force, it will always have a battle engine to remove stealth from this guy that wants to be killed by Ostrom list.
And stagger huge bases.
Of course. Yeah, that's really cool.
That's his tech. And last year, Ostrom was tying his first place in Mercs with 5 players, together with Magnus, also 5 players. But it was largely smaller pool, so we can say he had 20%. Now he's like 40% of all casters.
Yeah.
So the second one is Texas. No surprise there. Also very strong caster with strong team. But I guess new teams will invigorate a bit.
Yeah, it will change a lot
because it has to be boring playing gun bunnies and Texas for a year.
We have already 3 teams: Hammer Strike, Operating Theater, and the Kingmaker's Army. And then already there are 2 teams announced, and the irregulars will drop September, and then the Lealist team will drop also quite soon, I think. So, and there will be some crazy things in a Lealist team happening, I can assure you. So, Mercenaries will have 5 teams. So the limit that they want, I think, to have a foreign faction at the finish of the year, right? Around 5 teams, or every model in the team.
But look, last year there was 1 Texas player, and the team had to be out already, because otherwise he could not play Texas, right? So that means that Texas did not gain in popularity so fast back there, and so the another 2 is Damiano 1 and Magnus 2 with 5.
This is Kingmaker.
This is Kingmaker. So that's the breakdown, and the teams you will see that you can see from the list themselves. It's Hammer Strike and Operating Theater. It's 6 pairs like this, and 6 pairs with Hammer Strike with the Kingmaker's Army. And also 4 Operating Theater and no team. That's also interesting. There's even 1 player playing no team and no team. Probably special
Snowflake detective.
Alert.
For the models, the most popular is Gunner, the second is Blaster, and the third one is Artillery Corps. So all the dwarves rejoice. And then there are Cephalics, because they are Cephalics. So a lot of mind bender, so the best judges that there are. So
and surprise, the most met pair of casters you will meet is Ostrom Texas. It's 8 pairs like this, and then Damiano. Interesting.
Texas.
Damiano Ostrom 5 pairs, and Magnus 2 Ostrom 3 pairs. So there is some.
So Mercenaries are really in good spot concerning the team force meta, I think. And with 2 more teams, they will be right there where everybody wants them.
It gets a bit boring for them probably, and for the opponents, because you really got used to seeing, okay, it's Ostrom. It's a strong list, but I know what I play against. I know exactly what I need to do. If it will work, it's a different thing, because it's a dice, it's tactics, etc. But there is no surprise at all.
Yeah, maybe. But now it will change, because irregulars will open up a faction, and you will see a lot of new models, and a lot of, and the list will be. I mean, every one can be different. So and have a different idea about how it solves the meta puzzle. So yeah, it will be interesting year for the mercenaries for sure. And Gaston will be there. So great year for mercenaries.
Well, maybe I play mercenaries as well.
You know that I want to play minions, right?
You will get 3 more. There is also resistance team.
Yes, I mean 2 more.
3.
Lealis. I mean resistance is Lealis.
Lealis. Yes, and then you get pirates team.
Yeah, 6 teams. Yeah, exactly. I forgot about pirate team. Shit. Yeah, I mean 6 teams. Much more interesting than.
I'm a bit envious about.
Jealous.
I'm a bit jealous.
Yeah. So signal privilege.
Yes, it's gone now. Haley 2 is nerfed. It went official today, so there was 5 minutes of 1 minute of silence. I had said in my office, now it's 1 minute of silence for Haley. Everybody looked at me like I'm crazy, but.
Yeah, but you are the boss, so they have to listen. Yeah. So who cares?
They don't have any voice in that matter. They have to be for any faction that I play now. So they have to log signal right now, and they all wear blue uniforms.
Yeah, go figure.
Go figure. So anyway, now we go to the quite a different faction with 1 team only. Destruction Initiative, anyone? 28 times lists submitted with Destruction Initiative.
100%.
100%, and 14 players plays Convergence this year. Last year it was 9 players, so a bit of increase.
It's quite a bit, like 50%.
So. Father, this Axis is the most used caster this year.
Not surprised at all. I played against him. He's awful to play against.
Is it him
Counter
or her?
charge?
I never can.
No, this is the only living. There are 2 living guys. So out of 6, I think, casters in Convergence, 7 with the Orion now. There are 2 living. Axis is living person, and the Aurora is living, and the rest is mechanic. So
last year. Axis was not discovered. He was only 4 players have discovered him last year. This year it's 12.
300%. No, 200%.
Yeah, so he gained in popularity among the Clockwork people. And Father Lucant was actually the same. Is this year the same? 8 people playing him, and last year also 8. And Iron Mother is 8. Last year it was 7. So almost the same. So only Axis. So meta of Convergence is really stagnant. Just gained a few players, but they play mostly the same.
I mean, Convergence is good because they have, with Mother, they have really good heavy metal drop.
Yeah.
And they are mainly played. And the Axis is really cool all around there.
They are very good drop against Signor. And I don't know how about the other factions because I don't care, but they're definitely When I start playing minions, I will not care about Convergence probably because the Iron Mother cannot dominate me, and I think I can bash in faces of Lucant on their feet because I don't care.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, with the new, we will talk about minions later.
Yeah, exactly.
But Axis is pretty cool, and for the models you can see what is used: Galvanizer 67 and Eliminator Servitors. So it's the one that shoots 1 damage. Because Reflex are the bombs, and the Eliminators are the one that auto damage 1. So they are for the Backlash and the Directrix. So they are the most popular ones, and the with the new Team Force that they will get, the infantry one, I think that the meta will be totally different after the Team Force drops, so after September. And we will see different casters and different things played, so I think that it will be quite different. I'm surprised that there are only 40 taps.
Yeah, surprise.
So it means that if they have 28 lists and 40 taps, that it means that not everybody has 2.
Probably they didn't want buy second because they think it's getting nerfed. I don't know.
Yeah. No, the nerf was 23 boxes.
People do weird life choices.
Yeah,
no. Probably there is Father Sulcan's lists have only
without the tap, yeah,
or without because he wants high armor that can hit hard in melee, I guess.
Yeah, and Directrix also. I mean, other Mother has also sometimes one, and Axis is almost always two. It's heavy jacks and two taps because he has Rat too, so you need tap to kill something in shooting. Yeah. But he's really good caster. I played against him 3 times, and it's really difficult to play. So Convergence is much more popular than last year, and they are, but with only 3 casters. So we can see who is the mostly competitive from the meta point of view. And the next one is the big enigma.
Yeah, the new faction. We have no comparison from the last year. And a lot of players managed to switch. I know that there were painting teams assembled. I know our Polish player has distributed his Grim team models to paint them up for WTC. I can imagine that the quantity of models required, some of the people who are don't have so much time and are not very good at speed painting to do the same or similar, ask friends to help them painting. But surprisingly, 12 players decided to switch to new faction, learn to play them, and buy them and have them painted for WTC. And unfortunately, most of them are very good players. I mean, all of the players going to WTC are good players, but I know a couple of names that are up there with Grimkin, and I don't want to face Grimkin.
Yeah, me too. I never played against them. No, I played only 2 times on as a Grimkin just to look around. But the
good thing is it's only 12 players from 320, so there is a small chance to dodge them.
The bad thing is that they are mostly in the good teams.
Yeah. Probably, but do you really expect us to play against many good teams?
Just one.
Yeah, the first good team we'll meet, and that will be the last one, and then the pain is over.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just a second. One good thing in being the third team of your country. Nobody expects you to do good if you do good.
We are not Inquisition for sure.
Exactly. So don't be afraid. We'll go there for fun, and we do some cool games. Anyway, Grim King topic. So the Dreamer is the most chosen caster with 8 players choosing 8 lists, and the Child is second one with 6.
And they are mostly in bump. In dark. Menagerie.
Yes, Dark Menagerie. And then the Heretic, Wanderer are 4 a list each, and then King of Nothing are only 2. Probably because King of Nothing is a very difficult caster to
and just master. Released also, like also, 1 week ago.
Yeah, released as last, but I guess if somebody wanted, he could proxy it for training. But he's very squishy, and you really have to have a tech. So as for teams, there are 17 Dark Menageries, 6 Bump in the Night, and
2 Tides.
and 2 Tides. Our friend who has placed 1 list not in team.
Yeah.
And nobody knows why. So
I know.
Yeah.
I can tell this. I think he wants Cariana Rose in the Bump, or the other way around.
Yeah, okay.
So, or Darkin, so he wants beasts, but with I think somebody that cannot be in team. So that's why.
You think so? You think it's that simple?
Jay Larson told me so I'm believing him.
All right. Jay, he figured it out.
Yeah, I think it was Lady Cariana Rose or something like that. I think so.
Okay. So you listen to some podcasts. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, I do. You have to know the enemy.
Yeah, so the most popular pair is Bump in the Night paired together with Dark Menagerie, and the second most, that's 6 times, and Dark Menagerie together with Dark Menagerie is 5 times. So probably a very even spread.
Yeah, you can see that by the casters, because Dreamer and Child are the beast casters, and they are 16 in total. 16 or 14 in total. So. Yeah, and for the models, the most important one is, of course, Gremlin.
The Gremlin Swarm.
If you know how to kill it, do it. If you don't, you lost.
Exactly. They will block your scenarios and just make your life miserable.
Kador is really pissed because they don't have many magical weapons.
Yeah.
So this may be a problem for Kador if they meet Gremlin Swarm and they just disassemble their jacks.
Yeah.
The second most popular is Skin and Bones, and the third is Cage Rager. No surprise there.
Yeah.
And the Krabbit. Oh, sorry. It's a mistake because we made a mistake. The most popular after the Gremlin Swarm is Krabbit because there are 48 in total, but they are divided because 23 of them are for free. So, and the best things in life are free. So.
And that's the 25 Krabbit is a single Krabbit, and then 23 is a double Krabbit. So
no, it's not double. It's the second Krabbit. Because this is how they... Yeah. This is the Krabbit that is for free. Because it's different in the system of the conflict chamber.
No,
so
you can take Krabbits for free as a...
Yeah.
As a free Krabbit? Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so 20...
Maybe it's 2, doesn't matter. If it's 2, then it's the most popular one.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
There are a lot of Rattlers. I didn't suspect that. 22 Rattlers, 21.
They are really good against infantry.
Yeah.
Berserk Overtake. I rest my case.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, these numbers seem high, but they actually, Skin and Bones is the only combat heavy, and Cage Rager is second combat / utility / arc node heavy. So they don't have a lot of variety in their list, so that's why these numbers are pretty high. And the caster breakdown, it's most popular pair with 3, Child and the Dreamer, and then there's 3 times 2 list pairing, so to say, with Child and Heretic, with Dreamer and King of Nothing, and Dreamer and Wanderer. So, pretty nice spread up there. No excuse whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we are going to the
biggest drop after the Circle Ouroboros, I think.
Yes, Trollbloods. Although they were recently buffed a bit with the recent CID, this CID is not at the WTC.
Official.
It's not official for the WTC, and so from last year there were 32 players playing Trollbloods with 10% of the whole game. So to say, it's just 8 players with 2.5%. So 4 times.
Yeah, 75% drop. Major drop.
Major drop in Trollbloods. Why do you think is that?
Honest.
Madrak 2.
That's one thing, because Madrak 2 was the thing in WTC at WTC last year. That was one thing, and they nerfed him, and he's different.
26 Madrak 2s this year.
People. I think this is the most biggest drop in all the casters and warlocks, and I think that because I played against Trollbloods. And they are lacking the leader, in my opinion.
Also.
Yeah, they don't like the new meta a little bit because, you have to... The funny thing is that people play Trollblood because they want to play beasts. Because they are nice, they're really strong, they are really resilient, and do different things. But when I played against several Trollblood lists, they really have good infantry. And they have really... some nice things up their sleeve with the infantry, and with the CID, I think this is strange, but if you play Trollbot infantry, you can really do different things, much more interesting than with the beasts, I think, because beasts are overcosted and they are not really good in the scenario play right now. So, and you know that I have a auto drop against Coven that wins automatically almost, and also it's pretty good against Den 1. So I'm really surprised that nobody has managed to find out. Yeah, just 2 persons play this, and it's really cool. Yeah.
Eight people playing Trollbots, and they are all over the place except for Doomshaper 3 that has 6 lists.
Yeah, because
it's most prevalent of them all.
Yeah.
There are very many 2s and 1s.
But it's really not statistical because 1 or 2 doesn't really matter. So two Madrax, 2 Madrax 3, 1 Grizzle, 1 Horgle, and the rest is just 1. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So only Doomshaper is present there with the Beast team.
We cannot tell much about the Trolls meta because it's so small amount of players that it's hard to say. We only know that Doomshaper 3 is most.
And you remember when we were talking about the popularity of the factions by the forum, forum. Trollbot has most topics from all the hordes, and it's like 2 times more than the other one. And because I think when I look the Trollbot Facebook group and things like that, they are really immensely popular in States. But it seems that they are just, maybe lacking a power a little bit, but also lacking somebody that can, some very, very good players that can find out new ways to play them, I think.
Yeah. So probable causes. So I don't know. Yeah, that means that Trollbot players, there are a lot of them, but maybe the faction so far lacked a bit in power level, so they couldn't do good on tournaments, and only the people who do good on tournaments have a chance to get to WTC teams, and that means that they did not qualify, whatever, or were not invited, however it works in different countries. And that's why we also see so few Trollbots. Because that's also the way. It's the players that qualify, not the factions. So people often say, we'll talk a bit about it. People often say that this faction is this and this because it's so many on WTC, but it's actually players qualify. If some players change their faction and they still qualify to their teams, and they just play a different faction. So it's not always the power of the faction that matters, but in this case, I think the Trollbots for a very long time were at too low power levels, so many players did not qualify with them. So, but you will see mostly a band of heroes paired together with the power of Dunya at its 6 times and 2 times power of Dunya. Yeah. And the caster breakdown, it's mostly Doomshaper 3 together with various casters and twice with Madrak 3.
Okay.
And once with Madrak 2.
And the most popular models are Axer, Stone Scribe to the Stone, and Troll Whelps. So. Yeah, but they are not prevalent because the most popular Axer is 12, and then there are 2 more 12s, and then it's 10, 11, 9, 9. So they are really not one prevalent model like in other factions.
There are 5 Mountain Kings and 3 Sea Kings. So
there is a guy that plays 2 Sea Kings in the Doomshaper, I think, 3 lists.
All right.
Or Madrak, I don't know.
So you can be not surprised if you will face a huge base in Troll list.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So sorry, not much else we can tell you about the Trollbots. We took long enough, I think. So now to the least represented faction,
but not last
faction. That I will be the leader next year.
Oh yeah, you will be the hero that minions need. And I'm really thinking about being a Trollbot hero that people need.
I will be the hero they get, not the hero they need.
Yeah, this is the one-hit hero that you can get from Poland, okay? Hello,
Exactly.
Polanda.
This is the free solo you get from Poland.
Yeah.
Minions.
And it's not for 7 points for sure. Let's make it 4,
No.
okay?
The first year probably I will be 2 or 3 points solo, so we'll see if I evolve. But Minions, I'm all in on Minions 2018, and I will see if I last to
beyond
2018.
January.
So. Yeah. So we had our laughs, and now we go to the statistics. So there are whole 6 players of Minions. So you have to count yourself lucky if you face Minions, because it's really difficult to get them.
I don't want to play Minions because they have auto drop onto cricks, okay?
with Calaban, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't have to fear. You have like 1.9% that there is 1.9% of players playing Minions on this.
Yeah, you cannot meet them. Story of my life. It's not possible.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not. It was 13 Minion players last year, and it was 4.1%. So a drop as well. The same story as with Trollots, I think. There are not so many players playing Minions, even much less than Trollbot players. So as a percentage, there are probably less good players as well. So frankly, there are qualified less of them. So to the numbers, there's 5 Rasks this year and 4 Calavans. Let me just take a look at the last year. It was 7 Rasks and 5 Arcadius. Calaban was 2 lists.
Yep.
And no No Arcadius.
No.
That's a surprise, actually.
Too few players.
Too few players, I think, yeah. Well, I don't know why Arcadius fell down, so to say, because he was, from what I know, a very good drop against Helitu, because he could go over her feet with his feet. But there's 1 Carver, 1 Sturmendrank, and 1 Jaga Jaga. I need to check out the Sturmendrank list. That's
because you are a pig person.
Yes, I'm a piggy person, but I also like Calaban. I think he's got some.
Yeah,
he's got some action.
He has a lot of potential.
Now we'll see how the statistics go after the WTC. This is the cast that we'll do as soon as the statistics will drop.
Yeah.
I will check out how every caster went and etc. So I'm very interested in that. So Blindwater Congregation, the new team, the newest team from Minions is chosen 7 times, and 3 times they play out of team and twice Stormfront Alliance. That means that the Stormfront Alliance team is not very popular.
Yeah.
Means pigs are not very popular, but I think that's because the Minions really want to play with beasts, and Stormfront Alliance lacks power, I guess. I don't know. I don't play Minions too much. So anyway, the most often pair you will meet is Blindwater Congregation and Blindwater Congregation 3 times, and then there's a bunch of ones, so no matter.
Yeah.
And then the most popular pair is Calaban and Rask 4 times.
Okay.
So if you are lucky enough to be in 1.9%, to meet 1.9% of players that hold WTC with Minion, you will most probably be playing against pair Calaban Rask in Blindwater Congregation pair. So that means the next statistic we can bring up is Gatorman Posse minimum 15 times. I'm just wondering, is there any Gatorman Posse maximum? Yes, there is 7 of them. Okay.
Yeah, there are.
Yes.
The funny thing is that if you are playing against this lowly chance of playing against Minions and you are playing Krigs, then your captain make a shitty choice concerning the pairing.
Yeah, probably. So there are 11 wrestlers and 8 speeders. It's a similar thing like with Grimkin. They don't have such a big pool of beasts, but there are almost no peak beasts, or very few, for Warhogs.
Yeah, and like Josh from Chain Attack said, there is just one meat thresher, and there are 5, I think, Sacravolts. Yeah,
5 Sacravolts. Yeah. I mean, I think meat thresher is pretty good.
Yeah,
especially in the meta that it's now turning into a bit
of infantry machine.
Infantry machine, and meat thresher is very good against infantry, but maybe it lacks a bit versatility too, because most battle engines can do good against both heavies and infantry, at least decently, and the meat thresher is pretty much specialized in fighting infantry. So if he meets
but also Sacravolt is also definitely infantry, anti-infantry type.
Yes, but he also is a utility piece, because he can shoot with boosted POW 13. He can remove from play. He can take over and make additional attack. He can also Arcane Vortex. And
he can make you +2 to magic rolls, if I remember correctly.
And also, if you put your caster near him, not only he gets the Arcane Vortex, but also the aura from the Sacral Vault will protect him against some of the infantry. So that's a pretty strong utility he's got there, except for his weapon and other things. Yeah, so a solid piece, I would say. I will probably play one myself.
Maybe 2.
But I also no, definitely not 2, because they are not worth it. But one Sacral Vault in one list probably, and then
2 meat threshers in the second.
No, 1 meat thresher in the second list. I'm not Josh. So So that's all factions.
Yeah, that's a summary.
That's the summary. So the meta changed a lot from the last year, and that was expected to see. And the meta for the next year will change definitely a lot.
Yes.
The 2 drops of teams that are coming this year, or it will be probably 2 drops, right?
Yeah, I think so. One now and one December.
One in December, yeah. So the rumor says they are spoiling them one after the other.
So a lot of spoilers, like sometimes 2 a week or something like that. Yeah. I think that what we will see is the drop of signal, because Heli tuners will be felt much more next year. Yes. So they will be not so prevalent, and I think there will be some, let's say, corrections to the quicks. So, so to say.
I will see. I mean, definitely it's to be expected. Everybody expects such a big things like in Krieg's Coven or Danny 1 to be a bit toned down, or maybe not everybody, probably not the Krieg's players, but the rest of the community. They saw that, but it took quite a lot of time
for Heli to be nerfed.
Exactly. It took exactly a year or a bit more. She was nerfed a couple of times in between, and this we'll see. But this time probably will be the last time. Hopefully,
I think so. Maybe if you are at the bottom of the nerfs, then maybe you can get a buff.
Yeah. Probably, let's see, if we take a look at Kaelor, for example, Vlad 1 is a dude with silent portents.
Yeah.
That's probably a feat level spell that probably should be adjusted, at least the spell, if not the caster. Probably the rest of the caster is okay, but that spell is just
bonkers. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't my idea, but I heard from one of the Cador players that he doesn't want to play Vlad 1 just because he thinks he will be nerfed.
That's one thing. I think that.
And also we heard from Jake Van Meter. He doesn't want to play Lilith 3 because he thinks she will get nerfed. But she was actually pushed out of the meta a bit by different things. like cane trees and similar casters that can make assassination on a huge base with no problem.
Yeah, and besides, I think that the things that to look for about the corrections, maybe not nerfs, but changes to the models, is the one that are mostly prevalent. So I think that, for example, Marauder, I would say that 1 point more would maybe open some more space for different jacks. Maybe some things should get cheaper, and some. But on the other hand, Electrolance, Stormlances.
Yeah, they were nerfed.
Yeah, they were nerfed, but is it really a nerf? They are different now. But they were out of the meta before the nerf came. So exactly. Sometimes it's really like Privateer Press says, we don't have to nerf everything. Meta will adjust and it will change. Yeah. And there are almost no.
Yeah, the big scream about the Stormlances being overpowered was half a year ago, and probably because of that, people stopped playing Stormlances because they were afraid.
Yeah. Right now there are 21 for Stormlances and 131 Chargers.
Yeah.
This is a good point for nerf.
Next on the topic, nerf Charger, but Privateer Press said at some point that they don't want to nerf too much or at all, and that the meta will adjust. But with the nerf to Haley 2, they showed that they will act accordingly if meta doesn't handle stuff. So
yeah,
apparently meta couldn't handle Haley 2, so we'll see. Probably let's take a Vlad one, for example. If he performs like 55% wins at WTC, nobody will care. Or PP will say, that's expected from a good caster. But if he gets like 80% wins all over, then it's something to be looked at, because no caster should win in overall from 17 players, should win 8 games out of 10. That's a bit too high. There may be a single or two players that can perform like this, but not average from 17 players. But I don't expect that. I don't think there will be such a high numbers in the casters that are popularly used, because the averages out.
Yeah, because there are not so good players and better players playing, but everything comes equal with the big number of hits, or big number of.
This is a tournament where you have 320 players, best of the countries, and except maybe us, but 320
we
players we are a podcast. 320 players that are very good. So you cannot count that you go to a tournament that you will face maybe a weaker player. There will be all very good players. So there is no shame in losing a game or losing 2 games. It doesn't matter. So if you do 50-50, you perform pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Because it should be most of the players are equal skills, except some players that are very good and they will probably win 6-0 or something.
Yeah, I think so. So the next time, just a word for this WTC. I wonder how many people have really good quickstops, because we don't. And the other thing is that I think that the best currently, except let's say Minions, Minions, they have really good drop into cricks, but I think the best quickstop is cricks. But then you have to make a special list for that, and it's really not a good drop against everything else. So you will play with one list.
I think this year the meta. We a bit lost the sight of the worldwide meta, but we are in this game just 1.5 years, so that's not that's a learning thing that we have to take into account. We'll see afterwards how the other teams performed, and if they were more in touch with the meta and made better decisions. But definitely we have 2 Signar in our team, and the nerf just before it ruined our pairs a bit, the change to Haley 2, and because I had her in my pair, and my plan was she was a generalist drop, and after the nerf, she couldn't handle the infantry, so I maybe made a rash decision to change her for Nemo and Nemo 3. But that was I thought it was.
This was more in the head than in.
Yeah, probably. But I played Nemo for a bit before Haley, and now I played some games with him, quite a few. So maybe it will be okay.
Yeah, it will be okay. Don't worry.
We are Team 3, so
we will be the heroes that Poland deserves from Team 3.
That's great.
Okay.
That's great to wrap up the podcast.
Yeah, something like that.
So, to everybody who is coming to WTC,
we meet you there.
We meet you there. We'll say hi.
Yeah. If you say hi to us, podcast, we will mention your name on the podcast. Or at least try not to forget.
Just make sure that you write your name on a piece of paper because we definitely will forget.
Yeah, but we invite everybody to watch our stream and then watch our recordings that we will make during the WTC.
Yeah.
And we will make a special statistics episode, I think, because we like statistics a lot, both of us.
Yeah.
So we will do a statistics episode later on.
Probably 2 casts after WTC. It will be WTC casts. One will be statistics and one will be about our
experience,
and experiences, etc. So
yeah,
there will be something to talk about for a while.
Okay.
All right. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, and see you in Belgium.
In Belgium. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Boxcars. I hope you liked it. See you soon.